Hey YouTube, it's Pokebro Jacob here coming at you with another video, and today we'll be doing a deck tech. We haven't done these in a while. I think the last one I did was Darkrai. That was like a month or so ago. So I'm going to be doing a really popular deck in the format right now, and it's personally my favorite deck to play right now as well. And that is Alolan Ninetales. So we'll be profiling this deck. I'll show you the cards, explain what they do, and why we play them. So, start off, we've got Alolan Ninetales-GX. I play 3. I play it because of its versatile attacker. You got Ice Blade, you do 50 to any of your opponent's Pokemon, so you can bench, you can snipe with it. You also have Blizzard Edge, where you just discard 2 for 160, that's really solid. This Pokemon has 210 HP, super hard to knock out. Metal Weakness is really good in this format. It's really only Metagross, that's a good metal deck. You have Ice Path GX, which means you can move all the damage counters from the Pokemon to another Pokemon. A pretty good GX attack if you ask me. It's like a one-sided damage changing Mewtwo pretty much. So it's a pretty versatile attacker, I would say. And the full art is amazing. I would highly recommend you're going to play this deck at the full arts. It's easily my favorite full art in the entire Sun and Moon block, and maybe even my favorite full art of all time. As far as Pokemon go, it's a pretty good looking card. And then we do play, since we are playing Ninetales, we got to play the Vulpix line. We play 4 Alolan Vulpix. That Beacon is what you use it for. Not really. Icy Snow isn't a very good attack. Use Beacon, search up to any 2 Pokemon, reveal them, put them in your hand, and it's for free. That's right, it doesn't cost any energy at all, which is really nice, because sometimes you won't start with energy in your hand, or you don't want to put it on, attach it to a Vulpix that may get donked next turn, and that makes sense. So that's a really good attack. Some decks that don't even play Ninetales run Vulpix just for that beacon attack. Just an amazing attack. So we have 2 Tapu Lele-GX. This is our only support Pokemon. Well, I wouldn't say support Pokemon. We do play Octillery. But yeah, Tapu Lele. I don't play any Shaman. I think Shaman's a big liability. This deck is awesome because it either has high HP GX Pokemon or 1 prize attackers or support Pokemon. So that means that Tapu Lele-GX at 170 HP, a lot harder to knock out than a Shaman. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a better bench hitter than Shaman. And it is also a pretty decent attacker. With that energy drive attack, it's basically Lugia's Aero Ball, 20 times the energy attached to both Pokemon. Pretty solid attacker. So that's why I like that card in this deck. And then also, Tapu Koko promo with Flying Flip does 20 to all your opponent's Pokemon. Amazing card. Softens up your opponent's Pokemon so that Ninetales can one-shot some of those big Stage 2 and Stage 3 Pokemon with the band on. It really helps set up like the math so that you can take knockouts later in the game. And it's a really nice attacker to soften your opponent's Pokemon up pretty much. So we also play a 1/1 Octillery line. This is our bench hitter. He is going to be used for his Abyssal Hand ability. It basically says that once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. Really good ability. Great in this deck, because it's only a 1 prize bench hitter, so if they Lysandre it out, they're only taking 1 prize. Not a big deal. That's pretty good there. And also one thing, there is a downside to playing 1/1 line, obviously, of a Pokemon. You have a 1 in 5 chance of getting one of these Pokemon prized. So, I mean, that's a risk. But I think if you play a 2/2 line, you're taking out other cards that make the deck consistent, so I don't think it's worth it. I think it's worth it even though 20% of the time you're going to have one of these Pokemon prizes. I still think it's worth it. So you also play 3 Rough Seas. Rough Seas is a really good card. Heal 30 damage from your water or lightning Pokemon each turn. So definitely helps the survivability of your Ninetales. You really don't want to use Ice Patch GX until you really have to. So Rough Seas allows you to hold off on that, heal some damage. Just a really good stadium card in general. Some decks run 4 copies, I run 3. I had to cut some stuff so I could put some new stuff in. But I think, Rough Seas is just a really good card overall in water decks. So you also have one Brigette. Brigitte's a really good card. Basically, search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon. Put them on your bench. Really good. Really, really good for setting your bench up. Really what you want to do, if you start with, you want to start with like a Vulpix or a Tapu Koko in your opening hand of the game. Then what you do is you Ultra Ball for a Tapu Lele, use its Wonder Tag ability to grab Brigette, and then use Brigette and completely set up your bench turn 1 with a Ninetales, a Koko, and a Remoraid, so you're all set up. It is really, really, really good turn 1 to be able to do that. I think it happens really more oftentimes than not. You can set that up with Brigette. Really good supporter to have in my opinion. And then also a little techie supporter here. We got Hex Maniac. Basically shut off abilities on your opponent's next turn. So really good tech. Ninetales kind of struggles against decks like Greninja. And believe it or not, it can struggle against Volcanion. If Volcanion can overwhelm Ninetales if it can't get set up quickly enough. Or if all your resources are invested in one Ninetales and you don't have another one set up, and Volcanion can knock you out, that's a big deal. Hexmaniac can stop decks like Volcanion from one-shotting you. And then it also helps in the Greninja matchup because you can shut off their Giant Water Shuriken ability. Really good. And then also, 2, Lysandre. Obviously you want to be able to target your opponent's bench Pokemon. I'm sure you guys know what that card does. But yeah, pretty standard. 2 is pretty standard for most decks. We also play 3 Ns, or a draw supporter. Pretty standard, I think. Most decks play 2 to 4. I think 3 is a good number for me. That's what I found through playtesting. You may find differently, but I thought that was a pretty good number. And then we also play 1 Pokemon Center Lady for some more healing. This is really good. Like I said, we don't want to use that Ice Patch GX until we really have to. So Pokemon Center Lady plus Rough Seas means we can heal 90 damage in 1 turn. That's pretty strong, in my opinion. So yeah, that can really help us hold off on that Ice Patch GX. We don't have to use it till late game. Take a really key knockout with it or something like that, the Ice Patch GX. I think Pokemon Center Lady also good. Pokemon Center Lady is good for clearing status conditions. You're playing against something like Espeon. That confusion can be really hurtful, especially if you don't have Koko set up. Meaning, you'd rather have Koko set up in the active, obviously, if you're playing Espeon, because you can just retreat out of the confusion. So that's free retreat. But if you have Ninetales and you can't afford to discard that energy by retreating, you're going to want to use Pokemon Center Lady. That'll be really good for getting you out of tough spots like that. So, overall, pretty good card. So play 1 Professor Kukui, draw 2 cards, just 20 more damage. Hope you hit some better math with your Ninetales. Ninetales does 160. You got a Choice Band. You're doing 190. You do Kukui. You're hitting 210. So you can, because of Kukui, you can do some more math. Hit some more. Just hit some more numbers that you wouldn't normally be able to hit with an extra 20 damage. Hitting over that 200 threshold is huge. You're one-shotting things like evolutions without having to set up with Koko. You're one-shotting any Lurantis, for example. You're one-shotting a bunch of you're one-shotting every single stage 1 GX in the game, which is huge. Hitting those numbers is pretty big right now, and I think Kukui is really a useful card in this deck. Also, it's pretty standard. Play 4 Professor Sycamore. Really good supporter. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. One of the best supporters in the game, in my opinion, right now. So, definitely a really good card. No reason not to play 4. Also, play 4 Aqua Patch. Now getting into the items here. Aqua Patch allows you to attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench water Pokemon. Really good. Charge up those Ninetales real fast. Really helps with that. The energy acceleration is really nice. Really helps out this deck a lot. Aqua Patch is a really good card. Then we have 3 Choice Band. Choice Band does 30 more damage to your Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon EX or GX. So that's really big. It can help you hit better numbers, like I said, with Kukui. Maybe setting up some stuff with Tapu Koko, then you can use Choice Band to knock some stuff out or one-shot it. So that's really good. We also have 2 Dive Ball. A lot of water Pokemon in this deck, obviously. We got Ninetales, we got Octillery. These Dive Balls can help us set up a little bit. So we play a couple of those. So we also play 1 Field Blower. Field Blower is a good card. Choose up to 2 tool cards or stadium cards. Discard them. Get rid of things like Choice Band Float Stones that your opponent needs on their next turn. You really mess them up. Really good card there. We play 1 copy of Float Stone. Sometimes you don't want to waste energy on the retreat. It can be really important. So if you have a Ninetales active, but you need to retreat it so you can charge it up with an Aqua Patch or something, or you really just can't afford to get rid of an energy. Maybe you've got a DC attached to your Ninetales, you don't want to discard it when you retreat, attach a Float Stone. Or Octillery does have a 2 retreat, so your opponent can Lysandre stall it. And that's another reason I play this Float Stone. Float Stone is probably mainly there for the Octillery. Octillery ever gets stranded, attach a Float Stone. You'll be fine, just retreat and you're good to go. And then you also play 1 Rescue Stretcher. You can either pop a Pokemon back in your hand from your discard, or you can shuffle 3 in your deck. Really versatile, good card. Really good, can help you late game. If you're about to deck out, you can shuffle some Pokemon back in your deck to just get cards back in your deck so you don't deck out. Or you could, if your Ninetales gets knocked out, you got one on the bench, but you don't have a ball to search out another one, a ball card to search out another one, you can just pop the Ninetales from your discard pile back in your hand, evolve that Vulpix on the bench or in the active, and you're good to go. Also, 3 Ultra Balls. Ultra Balls are good in this deck. We've played 2 Lele. Also, we need to be able to get water energies in the discard pile to be able to activate that Aqua Patch, to be able to use the Aqua Patch. So Ultra Ball away, basic water energies can be helpful to help get those Aqua Patches fired up. So pretty good card to have in this deck. We play 4 copies of Versus Seeker. Put a supporter back in your hand, pretty standard. Great card. And then we play 9 basic water energies. We need water energies in the deck, obviously. Our attackers use water energy, so we're going to need to play quite a few of them. Let's play 8. I skew more towards 9. I like to be able to have those energies exactly when I need them. And playing an extra one, believe it or not, can make a pretty big difference in your odds of hitting them. So I think it's pretty important to play 9. I used to play 10, but I had to cut a water energy so I could put another Tapu Lele in here. So unfortunately I had to do that, but I feel like 9's enough. I've been playing with it, it's fine. So we got 4 double colorless energy. We want to use those for attacking with Tapu Koko or Lele. We can also use them to retreat Octillery if we can't find our Float Stone. And also 1 energy attachment so we can use Ninetales 2 attacks, the GX or the Ice Blade. And we also want to use it for Blizzard Edge, because Blizzard Edge says you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, meaning that if you have your ideal setup if you're going to use Blizzard Edge, is 2 waters and a double colorless, because discarding the double colorless attached to the Ninetales fulfills that discard 2 energy statement, meaning that you don't have to attach 2 more waters to attack. So it means that there's less turns in between attacking, because you can just discard up, keep streaming DCs to a Ninetales in the active, and keep attacking using that powerful Blizzard Edge attack over and over. So that pretty much does it for this deck. I'll go ahead and give you guys a little overview so you guys can see it from a first person and see what this deck looks like. So we have our 3 Ninetales, 4 Vulpix, 2 Lele, Koko, 1/1 Octillery line. We also have our 3 Rough Seas, our Brigette, Hex Maniac, 2 Lysandres, 3 Ns, Pokemon Center Lady, Professor Kukui, 4 Sycamores, 4 Aqua Patch, 3 Choice Band, 2 Dive Ball, 1 Field Blower, 1 Float Stone, 1 Rescue Stretcher, 3 Ultra Ball, 4 Versus Seeker, 9 Water Energy, and 4 DCE. So here's a good overview. I'll make sure to put a deck list in the description. So stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching.